Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. I was just looking at what time it is. I'm like, what time is it? It dawned on me. So, yeah, it's only about 9:30, so not too bad. Have day off today. Yay! Um, every day is a yay day as far as I'm concerned. It's like, you know what? Life is good. I'm heading in that direction, or I'm starting to live the life that I really wanted to live and everything. It's like, this is awesome. I'm loving this. I should get paid tomorrow. Just not entirely too sure when. Uh, just the way things are with the bank and so forth. Whenever it hits the bank is when I'm going to get paid. It's like, yay! And I'm really, I don't want to say anxious or anticipating it or whatever. Now, just I was seeing tomorrow is the day that Rick has surgery. So, and I've got enough money to take an Uber to work. So it's just going to be a matter of getting back home. Because unfortunately, Angie has to um, uh, what am I thinking? She has to work early the next morning, and we're expecting rain tomorrow. So, and according to Google Maps, it's about an hour's walk. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm not entirely too sure. And of course, walking or riding a bike, it's like, yeah, I'm not entirely too sure if that's going to be doable options with the weather tomorrow. That's why I'm just kind of like, okay, with things. So we'll see how it works out and everything. By the time I get out from work, if everything plays how it did a couple weeks ago when I got paid, then I should have the money on time for being able to take an Uber back home. And I do have off on Thursday, so yeah. And then after that, that's when things are going to get a little bit hectic, I guess you could say. I don't want to say hectic, but challenging. We'll just put it that way. The new challenge is going to be surfacing. Um, because I will be going back to work on Friday and won't have a day off again until the following Saturday. So that's going to be a long stretch. I haven't done that in quite a while. So we'll see how that goes and everything. Pace myself. Most definitely pace myself. So, anywho, yeah, but things are going well. And like I said, Rick is going to be having his surgery tomorrow, so definitely make sure you send all that positive energy this way to help make sure that everything goes well and so forth. So, yep. So, anyway, um, but yeah, things are going well with work. Did my yoga yesterday. Did go out for my walk. I did go for my walk yesterday morning. Actually, I between my walk and all the activity that I was doing in the store, and then I also partially started walking home last night. Because Rick wasn't there right away. Actually, I had to call and wake him up. Hey, come get me. Just fine. But I'm like, I didn't feel like standing there waiting. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to start walking. So I started walking. And between that, with everything combined, I did over 16,000 steps yesterday. Walked 6.3 miles. I think it was 6.34, something like that. It's like, wow. That's a lot of steps. I haven't done that in a while. So, a little sore. Definitely a little sore today, but that's okay. That's a good pain. We like that pain. We like that. And it's not in here. A little congested today. Low postnasal, but that's all right. We're going to take care of that here soon with doing some more yoga and going out for another walk. So just a little bit little bit pains in the legs, a little bit pain in the feet, especially with the shoes that I'm wearing for work. I'm still wearing my hiking boots. That's something else I need to get. It's more comfortable shoes. But I gotta see. You know what? Actually, I should be able to go up on my account and find out what my pay is going to be. Yeah, I should be able to find that out. I know it wasn't issued yesterday because otherwise I would have seen it. I would have seen the notification on Workday. So I'll see if anything's been posted overnight or whatever out there on the app. So I'll keep track of it throughout the day today too, so I can better gauge. But that is something else that I need to see about getting is a little bit more comfortable pair of shoes. Wearing my hiking boots around for work. On the one hand, I don't mind it, because of sort of work I'm doing. Like yesterday, I did a little bit of heavy lifting, and then when I started walking home, excuse me. Somebody, I don't know how they could not have seen me. I'm wearing a white coat, big and bulky. It isn't like it was skin tight or anything, but somehow or another they did not see me and almost ran me off the road. I wound up jumping up onto the curb. There's not a sidewalk there either, unfortunately, so I was having to walk in the road, and I lost my footing jumping up onto the curb. There was a tree there. I don't know if maybe my lost my footing on maybe one of the roots that was kind of sticking up a little bit or whatever. It wasn't above the surface, but it made it a little bit hilly or whatever. But somehow or another, I lost my footing, and I was trying to catch myself and wasn't able to, and wound up falling down to the ground. So yeah, a little bit sore there, and then like I said, I did a little bit of heavy lifting at work yesterday. So yeah, body's a little bit sore here and there, but the beautiful part is this. This is awesome. No issues. No issues. Loving it. Rebuilding these muscles. Rebuilding those muscles. I am so proud. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud. Yeah, just grinning from ear to ear. Can't help it. It's awesome. Loving it. So, but I'm thinking that I'll probably order, because I know things are going to be a little sketchy for the next couple of weeks with Rick. I'll probably see about trying to order some food and some other stuff from Whole Foods. Start also. I do have to order her some dry food as soon as I get the money in tomorrow. Get that Prime order going. I know it's cheaper through there, so that's why at least her dry food is cheaper through Prime. So I figure I'll go that route for there. Plus, of course, I have to get to my prescriptions taken care of. The one, I think I'm going to be all right until the next paycheck. But it's my sensors, so I got to make sure I have money for that as well. So a lot's got to come out of this paycheck, and it's going to be a small one again. But with the next one, it'll be, if they don't cut any of my hours, I should be okay. I'm definitely going to stay until the 11 o'clock if they don't try and send us home early or whatever. I figure even if there's not much going on in my department, I've still got all that computer training that I've got to get done by the, 19th, 20th, something like that. And this module I'm on right now, it's basically the 2025 Spring Garden Center acquaintance stuff. So we're talking lawnmowers, hedge trimmers, blowers, leaf blowers, insecticides, herbicides, all this, all this sort of stuff, basically. Anything and everything you can think of having to do with garden center stuff, not just, for DIYers. Yeah, I had to think there for a minute. Not just for DIYers, but also for professionals, professional landscapers, people who are actually doing it as a living and so forth, which I would love that. But anyway, I would love to do that. But anywho, so yeah, it isn't just DIYers, but also learning about the pros and so on. That is one nice thing I will say. I have been learning about all that stuff because I love gardening, and so learning it has had its benefits with learning about the different tools and so which sort of tools that I should be using and so forth. It's just more about batteries, gas powered. I was like, oh my goodness. Some of it is a little bit too in depth for even my casual interests or whatever. It's just like, okay, but it is what it is. At least I'm learning something. That's the way I'm looking at it. But some of it tends to be a little bit on the tedious side or whatever. But it's like, okay, whatever. Expanding the mind. But it's just, and a lot of it is repetitive. That's the thing. It's like, who is coming up with this stuff where you're basically repeating itself? Like, for instance, initially with with learning about, okay, what are hedge trimmers? What sort of teeth? The gaps in the length of the blade, the gap in between the teeth. All this sort of stuff. And then the different blowers, gas powered versus cordless, corded, ones that are actually attached to an electrical outlet. Length of time, how long they can last, high power, the different power settings, and it's just like, seriously, obviously, if you're using it up on high, it's not going to last as long as one that is the setting that you're using it on low. Hello, you're going to be using more juice. Really? Well, I guess some people need to be explained that. I don't know. It's more. But unfortunately, with each of those different modules, they were showing the same video over and over and over. It's like they were just cutting and pasting that same video. And it's like, seriously? So you click on it, and it's the same information over and over. It's like, okay, all you're doing is wasting somebody's time, and it is, yeah, we're learning this stuff, but we also have to be taking care of customers. There's other things that we need to be doing and so forth. There's just thinking of the perspective from the people who actually work the garden center. They got to set all this up yet and everything according to the planograms and everything, and yet you're wasting people's time. You're basically wasting company time and resources by doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's like, oh my gosh, and it's the same exact information. The ending might be slightly different, tailored to whatever that particular module is. Say, for instance, okay, the previous video, it might have, say, 3 minutes, because the videos aren't, I will say, the videos are not very long. They're only about, on average, we'll say 4 minutes, okay, maybe 5, depending. But that whole first, like, 75% of the video is the same information, just being over and it's not the same information being rehashed. It's the same exact video. Then they cut into, the last 25% is cut into what that particular module topic is. So the first 75% will be the same introduction, you could say, okay, where they're talking about the same exact thing over and over and over again, but the last 25% will be on hedge trimmers or lawnmowers or leaf blowers or chainsaws or whatever the case may be, okay? But it's like, it's the same guy and it's the same, information, blah, 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 not being rehashed or respoken or whatever, just they cut it in the video editing. Okay, this is our stop point. Now we're going to be talking about the actual thing. Why not just, you know, at least trim it down so you're not repeating the same thing over and over again? Okay, this is the little bit of information, and then go into maybe even more in depth as far as the information is that should be being presented. That's just my take. Hope that's making sense. So a little bit of bitching there. It's just, it makes it monotonous and tedious, and then on top of it, I kid you not, there's a good 20 modules, and up underneath each of those modules you'll have 20 different slides. And that's not an exaggeration. It's usually about 17 to 20 different slides, basically like a slideshow. And one of the first two is that video. And you have to sit there and you have to watch this and everything. And unfortunately, even the other slides, there's a lot of the same information, And then they have these quizzes that you have to do also, where you're supposed to be looking at the product information, but unfortunately, you can't even gain access to the product because it's behind a locked cage. So you're having to guess, basically. It's just kind of, yeah, you can go up on the company's website and look at the product information or what have you. But of course, you're trying to scan it because you got to get through all of this crap, and it could take you time. I mean, if you actually do your due diligence and look at all the product information, rating, this and that, and everything, you could easily spend a good 20, 30 minutes on one module, So you really, to save on time and to get through all of this, because I've still got 10 more modules, training lessons I still have to get through by the 19th, 20th here, and it's taken me forever just to get through this one module, and I can't move forward with the rest of them until I get through this one. It's like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. And of course I lost time with work, and I'm like, all right, whatever here, this is just a little bit too much. So, and it really doesn't have much to do with what I'm selling or anything. I mean, the likelihood of someone coming to me and asking me about riding lawnmowers or hedge trimmers or what have you, as far as I'm concerned, okay, I'm in a different department. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be walking them over, because we're going to need to go over there anyway. I'm going to find somebody in that department that they can talk to who's more knowledgeable, or should be more knowledgeable than what I am anyway. Or at least be able to find those answers a little bit better. There needs to be, I feel like I'm getting more information about other things, and especially other things that's basically being rehashed on a constant basis. It's like, didn't we already cover this? But information that I need to know for my department, I feel like is slim pickings. Like last night, I had somebody asking me about something, but there's been so much information that I've been being given about other things that information that I need to know about is long gone out of my brain. You know, and I'm like standing there like, I don't know. I felt like an idiot, you know? So it was a little bit frustrating. But, you know, it's like, okay, well, let's go over here to the computer and look it up, you know? Of course, it makes me look like an idiot, it makes the company look like idiots, but it's like, hey, this is what I'm being given. This is what I have to work with. So, my apologies. Not much I can do. So, but anywho, oh, there. Oh my goodness. So, otherwise, things are going great. I like I was saying, with things, I am learning. I am learning. It's just taking a little time, and in some ways, I feel like, oh, you should be getting this, right? Well, I'm sorry, I don't. Okay, I don't have that kind of a brain, and especially with everything else that's being thrown at me, I'm like, wow, you know, brain can only hold so much, and before it starts going to overload and dumping stuff out, it's like, oh yeah, oh well, it is what it is. But diet's going great. As far as I'm, sticking with my nuts. When I got home last night, I did a little bit of sewing. That was awesome. A little bit of wind down with doing some sewing. Oh, that felt so good. I haven't really been watching much in the way of TV and so forth since I moved out here. Any streaming services or whatever. It took me forever to get through even that Smithsonian thing that I was watching. But yeah, as far as excuse me, um, uh, like streaming anything, I haven't really done much of it. I know there's a new episode 1923 that's come out, and I'm just like, oh well, I'm not in any hurry. I've never really been much into serial television anyway. I prefer more episodic, episodic, however you pronounce it. Um, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll catch up on it probably when it's done and over with. Of course, to me, serial television is like soap operas, and I never. Yeah, when I was a teenager, I got into All My Children. Um, Back in the day when there was what was Tag and Dixie or whatever. I think that was their names. I got in, but then I got bored, you know, and I feel like that's the direction that TV has taken. It's leaving you with those constant cliffhangers, just like soap operas, and it's just not my thing, it's like, okay, they get you on that high, and then it's kind of like a love you and leave you sort of thing before you even have a chance to have your orgasm. What us women are always complaining about, It's like, okay, excuse me, I'm not done here yet. You haven't quite hit that G spot, okay? That's how I feel with serial television, It's like, wait a minute. What do you mean you're done? Well, I can't keep it hard forever, girl. Well, okay, then you wonder why we need toys. Why we have to finish the job. That's how I feel with serial television. It's like, okay, and or okay, a little bit more of a G-rated explanation. Christmas morning, you have all those presents, and then and then you get done unwrapping and everything, and then you're looking under the tree, and it's like, what? Isn't there anything more? Kind of like that. There. Had no idea this was going to be so X-rated. But anyway, it's whatever comes out of my brain. Oh my goodness. So, but no, it was nice. Just like, um, with my sewing. It's like, and it's basically a dresser scarf doily set that I started back in Vegas a couple months ago, something like that, that I haven't had a chance to work on very much. The two doilies are done. It's just the dresser scarf, and then I can wash and um, let it air out, let it air dry, iron, and then sew the whatchamajig, the lace on. So and I got a couple more out there that part of all my sewing that I had to leave behind that's just waiting for me to send the money to ship. So I've got a couple more of those sets, and then I've got a little pillow that I can see about sewing up, and also I got another dresser scarf and doily set that I'm gonna sew up. That one I'm gonna do to colors also. It's different shades of like blues, and according to the picture, I really like the colors. I could either do that or pinks, or I could just take the pattern, trace over it, and then do it over to some other fabric. Do one to those colors, and then do another one to blues, and maybe another one to yellows or something. So do different colors, because it's a really beautiful pattern. I really love it. So that's the beauty of embroidery and so forth. You can do whatever you want. And I've got some what do you call it? Iron-on transfer stuff from what's the name of it? Annie M's or Aunt Martha. I think that's the name of the company where they do those iron-on transfers where you can do your own embroidery or whatever. You can come up with your own patterns even. I've done that too. So just you can either draw it out by hand or do it up on the computer and transfer it over. Doesn't matter, Just get those pencils or whatever, and those sewing pencils, and transfer it over. So, yeah, awesome. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'd like to do that with some quilts also. I figure I can do, as far as quilts, I can do it something kind of real quick, just to have a blankie or whatever. But then, after that, and of course, get my own place. Yes, a bed and everything. Oh, we're getting there. And that's what I think about. I just actually, I didn't even think about this upcoming work schedule is concerned. I had just seen, oh, okay, next week I'm off Saturday and Sunday. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. I was just like, oh, okay. But it was actually Rick, when I had wrote the schedule up on the calendar. Everybody puts their schedules up on this calendar so we all know what's going on and everything. And it was him who actually brought it to my attention that starting Friday, I'm going to be working all those days until I have off again the following week. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because I've just been taking it all one day at a time, not even thinking about any of it or anything. And it was like, okay, but I don't really think about that. I think more about the direction that I'm going. I'm thinking more. Oh, I'm thinking more of the exciting side of, oh, this is getting me closer to getting that 80 hours, full paycheck, and I can start socking money away to be able to get my own place, and be able to buy a house at some point, buy a car, all this sort of stuff. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking of, oh gosh, I'm going to be working, what is it, 7, 8 days straight or whatever. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking more, hey, I'm getting to that point one step at a time to be able to do all of this. And that's what is exciting me. So I'm thinking more of the excitement side. So Anywho, so anyway, yeah, and speaking of buying a house, there's one street over, since I hadn't been going for my walks for a little bit or whatever, um, there was a house that went up for sale and has a sold sign on it. Did a little bit of research, and according to Zillow, it was only on the market for like 3 days. And I understand, well, the reason why. But it prompted me to do some research with the area, with the real estate, to find out, hey, what is the cost for a house here? And I was completely blown away by what I found out. I'm like, wow. I expected to be a little bit more comparable to what it was out there, but it's definitely cheaper here. Yeah, that house, it's 2,200 square feet, 10,000 square foot lot, sold for $340,000, or has a pending sale for 340,000. I was blown away. Comparable house out there, easy out there, that same house with that lot, trees, grass, and everything, easily, even with the age of it, easily would go for at least 450,000, if not 475, maybe even 5. Easy. Because of the size house, and it's 2 stories, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, beautifully remodeled inside. It is an older home, but it's been beautifully remodeled and everything. But with the lot size alone, especially with what's on the lot, with grass, nice landscaping, a deck, um, uh, trees, easily could go for 450, 475 out there. Yeah, if not 5, especially with the housing shortage that's out there. And then here, it's only being sold for about 340. I'm like, wow, that is awesome, especially with the money that I'm making, and of course with pay raises and so forth. Yeah, this is going to be doable. This is going to be doable. So, and no HOAs. So the only other thing you have to worry about are your property taxes. So, yeah, of course, aside from regular utilities. So it's like, okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. So, yeah, going for it. I'm going for it. What there was something else. Oh, that's right. How I did my comparison to was one back in 22. There was a house up the road from where I was living at, kind of comparable, smaller lot. It was only 6,000 square feet, and the house was 1,800 square feet. It was like 1,770 something. So, 5 bedroom, 3 bath, same model house as what I was in. I remember when it was bought by an investor, they went through and they gutted it. And there was some lapse in there and so forth with in between remodels. But I did see the pictures up there on Zillow. Beautifully remodeled. They did a very good job on it, I think anyway. I'm talking about interior, of course, up until yesterday. I never looked at the pictures until yesterday. But I remembered the address. And I know exterior, they did a really nice job, and I know they gutted it from what I've seen from my morning walks. It was like one morning there was a toilet on the front lawn. Another morning there was also a bathroom sink. So yeah, they went through. They gutted the place, but they did a really great job with remodeling it, and that sold for 418, but it was also in not so great of a neighborhood either. So between the lot size and the neighborhood and so forth, yeah, I understand why it sold for 418. People from Cali moving up, basically, is what it boiled down to. And sure enough, that's how I based everything off of as far as that one is concerned. That's why I said easily out there could sell for 450, if not 475, because things have gone up since 22 even. So yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. So that's what drives me. That's what drives me. And doing my yoga, yes, yeah. I mean, not my yoga, but well, yeah, that does help drive me too. Doing my sewing when I got home, especially after what happened with being thrown off the road. Um, um, it's like, yeah, that's what drives me. That's what keeps me going. It keeps that positivity going. I'm loving it, and we're getting there. We're getting there, one step at a time. That's what helps keeps the patience down. I mean, keeps the patience up and my, oh, I can't wait, down. Mm-hmm. Positive energy, calm, slow and steady. So, anywho, I love you guys. I know this one here, she's been sleeping pretty much the whole time, curled up on, I got the heating blanket going. It's a little chilly this morning, but I'm going to go do my yoga and go for my walk and yeah, I'm really excited about things. Loving this life. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon.